Well, awards are always stressful for me because I think, it's a team sport. So to give individual awards, it's always difficult for me. I think it's well deserved. I think other people deserved awards too, or different spots and things along those lines. But it's great, in the sense of, I think our struggle sometimes has been our parity. So if a team has one player that's carrying a lot of load, that kid, automatically sometimes jumps in front of our players because Lydia's got a lot of different options. So, it's great. I think it's a shared award amongst the entire team. But I think all of them would give it up for a Big East title and a great run in the NCAA tournament. That's really what we're focused on.
We talked last week, and you said you thought this team might have to win out to host. I guess where do
we stand?
How do you feel right now heading into this weekend?
Well, I think we have to win it, and then I think we're in the discussion. If we win it, our RPI is still pretty high, and we've got a pretty good resume. And it's just so close, all those teams. If we'd won out, I think it would have been a lock. I guess nothing's a lock when it comes to the committee, but it would have been difficult not to. I do think we're still very much in the conversation, but really right now we're focused on, we lost to a team that we're going to get an opportunity to play in a couple days. So, that's what we've got to do. We've got to go out and play better than we played last weekend. And, our offense is good, but we've got to be better defensively.
Yeah, so I asked Taryn, how thin is that margin for error? Because, you guys, it looked like you were kind of on the right path and then you're kind of improving week after week, and then you drop a match. But I don't know, does that say more about how good Villanova was that night, or maybe there were things that you could have done differently?
Well, both. Villanova played outstanding. Their coach said it was the best match they've played. There's no question they played a great match, and they've had injuries and all that. With that said, we got to be able to handle getting punched a little bit. Like I said, our offense has been good, but we've got to score when we're serving behind the line more, and that means making more block touches. They crept through us on the block too much. Defensively, just making more plays, making the tough plays.
Yeah.
We're making the routine plays, but we got to make some of those special plays. So, and I thought Nova did that on Friday night. They were really, really good defensively. So it is good for us. It's good for us to get these challenges right now and see how we respond. That's going to be the interesting thing. And, I'm excited for the opportunity to play them again on Friday.
When we've seen you guys play, Brittany has been kind of one of the leaders in terms of being that scrappy player.
Mm-hmm.
Is she as consistent with it as you want her to be? I'm sure your standard's pretty high for her, but can she be the one, the tone setter in that way in terms of digging after balls and kind of setting the tone for your offense, setting it up?
Yeah, and the good thing with Brittany is she brings it every single day. Maybe she doesn't execute every time she touches the ball, but effort is never a question. And we will look to her. We're going to do some different things on Friday, and but she will be a key cog to hopefully leading the charge. And I thought against Villanova, it wasn't until the middle of the third game when we were down big that we really played with the urgency that we needed to play with, and it was too late at that point. So that's going to be the challenge of them coming out, and hopefully it's championship season, so hopefully that energy will be there just because of the platform that we're on.
Is there something to I don't know, what's it like being a defensive specialist? And I'm sure in the locker room everyone's, hey, great game, Brittany, but on the outside, you don't get kills.
Oh yeah, you don't get the acclaim.
Yeah.
You'll see Brittany's the only one on a first team that's a defensive specialist. As coaches, as fans, you get locked into, who's the heavy hitter. Our player of the year was a 3-rotation front row player.
Right.
Yet you'd never see a 3-rotation defensive player get player of the year. It just doesn't happen. So that's too bad. We have to re-educate, and as coaches, we have to do a better job. But I don't, I think, you buy into, it's like as a setter, you don't get to hit, but you're excited about that. That's what I did. You're playing a team sport. So if Brittany gets a great dig and the setter sets a great ball and we get a big kill, she's enjoying that.
Good.
So.
Good.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Start with the honors kind of handed out. What does this mean to you?
It's a great honor to have, but I'm kind of just looking at the rest of the season. We've got a long ways to go as a team. I wouldn't be here without them. So.
On the team level, for 4 to make it, that's a program first, first team. What does that speak to the level of volleyball you guys have been playing?
I think it just shows how great of players we all are, and I mean, I'm sure Coach is going to talk about this, but like some people don't get things that should be on there too. So, I mean, we just have great parity and we have a great team. So,
coming off this weekend, obviously a bit of a stumble to begin with. How did you feel? Did you guys coming out with a 5-setter is huge, obviously, on to end it, but how did you feel about the way you responded?
I think that we kept fighting and we did respond well. I mean, clearly we have a lot of things to fix, and hopefully that shows throughout this weekend. And I think it was this last weekend was a great learning experience, and so we'll see where we take it.
Yeah, anything that jumped out about those two matches that like are kind of really at the top of your guys' list of trying to, things you're trying to correct going into the Big East tournament?
I think it's mostly about how everyone is out there trying to beat us, and it doesn't matter what team we're playing. Like, everyone is just as good as us, and I think that went through our heads. And,
yeah. Yeah, you're going to play, like, Villanova again, right?
Yes, we are.
What's the challenge there to facing a team, like, twice in a 2-week span?
Well, we always talk about how it's hard beating a team 3 times, but thankfully we don't have to do that now, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be a really exciting weekend, and it's great that we get a rematch, and like it's just going to be a good fight between both teams.
This team's goals walking in, do you still feel like they're very much in front of you guys?
Yes, for sure. I mean, those were our goals at the beginning of the season, and they're still them now, and like I said, we just gotta work hard to get there.
Like to be named Libero of the Year in the Big East.
It's a great honor, very exciting, and I'm very appreciative of it, but I would not be able to do it without my team out there setting up the good blocks and everything, but I think it is very honorable, and I'm very happy to get it.
The theme of this program in the last few years is the strides that it's been making continually. To have four people into that first team, what do you think it says about Creighton Volleyball?
I just think it shows how much parity we have, so we're not just going to a certain player. So to have 4 people on the first team and even on the second team, I just think it shows how across the board we are all good players, and just shows that on our team that really we can rely on anybody. It's not one person.
What areas of your game did you see improvement in this year? What sticks out, I guess, is how you got better?
I just think over the summer I really worked on a couple of things, especially like serve receive and being able to read the ball more in my range. So I think just working on those things and focusing, and then also being a leader in the back row has really helped me to improve this year and make improvements, yeah.
I think Coach, at least the vibe I got, she's asked a lot of you and others in the back row just to be aggressive, I don't know, dive after everything.
Yeah.
Like, have you kind of found that, I guess, right approach that you're looking for there?
I think so. It just comes back to going in every single day and knowing that we, in the backcourt, we're setting up our hitters to get the offensive play. So I think we've done a good job of accepting our roles in the back row and knowing that we just have to go out and dive all over and get everything up and just kind of like take the responsibility and do that to set up for our team to hit.
When you guys dropped a match to Marquette, it kind of reset the focus of this team.
Yeah.
After this last weekend, do you have the same kind of feeling that kind of coming off that loss heading into the tournament?
We talked about it. It always stinks losing, but we thought it was good for us. We're going to learn from it. Like, we know that no matter who's on the other side of the court, they're going to give us their best game. So I think going into this weekend, we have a little bit of salt to fire us up, but I think the loss is going to give us and know what we need to do on our side of the net and make improvements.
Is like when you're in the back row and you're sort of, just kind of digging balls, like I feel like it's kind of you don't get a ton of recognition just because people get the highlights of the kills. The kills are what everyone sort of looks at. So from an individual standpoint, is it nice to just be recognized in this way that, like, I don't know if it validates anything, but just like sort of showcases that you did make improvement and people recognize that you had a good year? Yeah,
it is nice to get some recognition. It doesn't really matter in the long run. Like, everyone's deserves it. Everyone on our team deserves a big role, but it is nice to get some recognition in the back row. But I think it comes down to, even though they get the kills and everything, defense is a huge momentum builder in a game. So it is nice to get recognition every once in a while, but it's not always necessary. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anything else? So how's this team feel heading into conference tournament week?
I think we're really excited after clinching last weekend. I think it was really exciting. Put it in perspective how close we were to ending conference, and then we have the tournament, and we really want to push ourselves a lot right now.
Like what your team's playing heading into the tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we are really realizing that it's coming down to crunch time, so we have to put in even more effort, even more time. So just focusing on every single little ball. We talk about turning and finding, not letting nothing drop. So just kind of being more scrappy.
Yeah, you guys are about to, you're going to go to the Big East tournament and probably play, if you win, 2 really quality opponents and tough matches. And I think Marysa talked about that target on her back, maybe getting bigger. What do you expect this weekend to sort of run into from these teams that you're going to face here?
Well, one, we have to focus on Villanova because they're out to get us. Everyone was kind of, the Big East is really competitive this year. So focusing on them, and we can't focus on anything else after that, I think. That's my mentality.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you see last weekend as lessons learned? Was that an experience weekend?
Yeah, I hate losing, but sometimes it's just kind of realizing that we really have to lock down, lock in. Like, no team is going to roll over. They're great teams. We have to be competitive, and if we don't show up, there's no way we're going to win. So just kind of eye-opening, yeah.
Is the margin for error just really that small? Or did you guys feel like you maybe weren't at the level that you normally are in that match? Or
I think we gave away points that we could have stopped. So that's kind of what we're focusing on this week, not letting the little things drop. Like, those points add up. That's the 5, 6, 7, 8 points at the end of the game where you could be done, but then you lose because you can't fight back at the end.
Gotcha. You mentioned just trying to be scrappy and playing sound defense. What is Brittany, what is her role meant for this team? Just her ability to sort of do that pretty consistently for you?
Yeah, she just said that what she's going to bring this weekend is her ability to fly around, and she really honestly does that. She's all over the court. She's a great defender, obviously Libero of the Year.
Right.
So really excited, glad she's on my team, and yeah, she's always back there being vocal.
Yeah, she's always saying, she's always talking, it seems like.
She
before the serve.
She guides the defense back there.
She surprised you at all that when she's, I don't know, all of a sudden there she is diving at your feet, making it?
Now it's bad, but I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna be there, no problem. So.
You expect it?
Yeah, because I know she can do it.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks.
Taryn.
Thanks.